Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel LAWRY Designs. My name is Lawrence Ngano and today we're going to be doing another video tutorial on Photoshop. Today I'll be showing you the very basics of Photoshop. Last time we did a tutorial introduction to Photoshop. You can check it out. I'll leave a link to it in the description below, and I'll also leave something here. Today we're going to be doing something similar to that, but a little bit more. We'll go a little bit down because last time this is what we did actually, this little flyer here. So if you watch that tutorial, then by the end of that tutorial you should be able to do a flyer like this. But then we didn't really talk much on some certain things, and that is why today I'm doing a video. Also because it's a special request from some of my subscribers. They said they want to know, the use of some things here in Photoshop. When you open Photoshop, you see things. How do you know what is what and what's used for what exactly? So before we get in here, we have to first of all create a new. So we come to File and we say New Project, or we simply use Ctrl N. So let's just use the Photoshop default size. Okay, well, you can name this whatever, but let's just keep it Untitled and Create. Okay, so now this is our project space here where we can begin to add things and do things. So this basically is where you are going to be working here in Photoshop. You can tell this is where you are going to be working here in Photoshop. Now if you look to your left here, you'll see different tools. This is your move tool. What's the use of this move tool? For example, I may import something. In the previous video I showed us how to import stuffs from Photoshop. So I'm just going to quickly show us that how to import stuffs from Photoshop. You just into Photoshop rather. You just come to where you keep your things normally. So let me say graphic design stuffs. People, you just pick a random person here. Assuming we just take this person, who is that there? We just import this person into Photoshop. Yeah. So this is our character here. Now the move tool permits us that if I click on this move tool, many a time if it's your first time using Photoshop and you click on the move tool, this show transform cut won't be highlighted. So normally this is what you will see. So the move tool is, as the word indicates, it permits you to move out something, to to displace things from one end to another in your project space. For you to be able to see the transform cut, is just to come here and click show transform cut, so you can see it easily, and you can increase, shift and as you wish. So okay, so basically that's it for the move tool. Now the next thing is the rectangular mark tool. Now when you click on this, what it does basically is that you can highlight a specific area in once that's clicked, you right click and you can say make a new layer via cut or via copy. So what does is that it is going to cut. So if I come here, at this our right side, these are our different layers. We work with layers in Photoshop. So this one, this is our height. If I hide it, it goes. I bring it back, it comes. So now, given that we created, when we highlighted this thing here with our tool, we set new layer. That is new layer via copy. So what it is that it copied just that specific point where we highlighted here earlier, and this is it here. So if I hide this one, you see it cut just that. It created a new layer from just the point where we cut. Yeah, this can be a very powerful tool when you're doing graphic design. Maybe you just want to cut a specific point in your tool. This is what you easily do. So okay, so we don't need this. So to delete, you just click on the layer and drag it to your delete here. Or if I use undo, if I undo the delete, we just right click on it here. You just right click on it here and say delete layer. So these are the two ways you can delete in Photoshop. So okay, so now the next thing is our Lasso Tool. This is basically just to draw lines, to create space. Almost works like the same way with this rectangular mark tool. The Lasso Tool is just going to permit you to draw according to the shape you want. That, remember, the other one created more of squares. This one you can make any shape you want. This one is more we use this especially when we want to remove background from images. I'm just trying to do a rough sketch here. If I'm just trying to be very rough. So if I do this, I draw something like this, and I say right click and a new layer via cut. What it does is that I can move this one. You see, it removes the background. Well, it kind of removes the background, not really, but what it does is, yeah, to be more precise, you can be more precise to remove the background, but well, I just leave like that. So Control Z to go backwards, and go back to normal. Okay, so that's what the Lasso Tool does. The same thing with our quick selection tool, but for us to work, let's delete this one. We click here, we delete here. Okay, so I'll select this one for us to. How this works is that it's for easy marking. As you notice, I can easily mark out the character here. It's not always perfect, but then it can save you a lot of time. So I just easily do this. Okay, I can fix her face here. So this is usually what we use to do backgrounds, to remove backgrounds in Photoshop. So if I zoom this, the zoom, okay, we'll get to the zoom. Let's just end here first. So if I do the same thing, I make leave layer via cut, and I hide this one. You see, it kind of removes the background roughly, but then it works as well. So that's good. So we use Control Z to go back, and we delete this layer. Okay, so that's what that one does. The crop tool is basically just to crop your, maybe crop to a specific point. It's just to crop. As if you've been doing photo stuff, you just understand that it's just crop, simple crop. Okay, this one simply creates a folder in which you can put. It creates folders that you can put something inside real quick. Let's say you right click and you say create clipping mask. You see, I'll show you how to do this later, to create clipping mask. I'll show you, don't be worried. I'll show you how to do this real soon. So let's just keep moving. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z to go backward. Okay, so we delete this layer, and I deleted the wrong layer. So we just use Control Z to go back, and rather delete this layer here. Delete this layer here. Am I making a mistake on the layer to delete? Okay, so if I delete this layer, okay, alright. So we are back on track now. So this is our figure here. So where were we? We're now this is the eye drop. This thing is going to permit you to say easily pick out colors from somewhere and drop them elsewhere. I'll show you how to use that soon. For us to do it, we'll have to do a little bit of work here, but I'll just leave it first. So the next tool is the spot healing brush tool. It removes marks and blemishes. For us to be able to use it, we'll have to first rasterize the layer. To rasterize the layer simply means to make it editable. So I can come here and remove this. As you can see, it removes it actually. So we just deleted what was in that plate. It's very rough here. It's very rough. When you're going to be working, you realize that you will do better things with it. So that is it. I just deleted the plate from my hands. If you noticed, I just deleted the plate. Wow, that's beautiful. So we just go backward, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. See, we have our plate back. Thank you. And our layer is rasterized. Now, the next tool is the brush tool. Of course, the brush tool is to draw. As wonderful as that is, it is just to draw, so we can draw whatever we want. This is the draw tool. You just draw whatever you want. So Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, that's the draw tool. You can use it to draw something funny. Tell me if you like the video so far. If you do, please leave a comment in the comment section of the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So far we are doing something amazing. I'm just being silly, guys. This is okay. Let's go back to the video tutorial. That was just a very quick Okay, now that was the draw tool. Now the next thing we have is a clone stamp tool. So basically this is just to restore like how, like, see this, like if I want to double something, let's see, clone stamp area clone has been defined. Okay, source point. Don't know why it's not working. Have I rasterized the layer? Yes, I have. Alt click to define a source point. Okay, so I'm to use the alt here. You know, it depends also on yeah, as you can see, I can begin to just as you're seeing. So because I marked something, I'm able to duplicate. This is going to help you make very beautiful graphic designs in the future. This is very powerful too. So that's basically what the clone stamp does. It makes you to duplicate, to stamp, or to duplicate and stamp your anchor point, what you choose actually. So that's what is going to be useful in the future. More tutorials on this are going to be coming up in the channel. So we are just exploring all of this. So we are here. Where are we? Okay, this is more like a fast delete tool. It's more like a fast delete tool. I think we already saw something like this here. So some of these tools just resemble themselves basically, guys. Yeah, so you just have to choose which one suits you best. Now this is one of my best tools here. It is my eraser tool, for many reasons, and this is one of them. Once you have a uniform background like this, a completely yellow background, it's very easy to use our eraser tool. Now when you right click on this, it's going to show you different options. You have the normal eraser tool, you have the background eraser tool, and you have the magic eraser tool. For the normal eraser tool, it's going to be something like this, where you remember this works because we have rasterized the layer here. We have rasterized the layer. That is why it works well. So it is with this that we will see this is very necessary, especially when we begin to do flyers. You begin to see that we will use this a lot when it comes to doing flyers. So we can just dust out the corners with this, with the eraser tool. That's basically what it does. So let's use Ctrl Z and go back to normal. And go back to normal. Okay, now if we right click on that, we go to the background eraser tool. This one will simply, as usual, or Ctrl Z to fix that, we come up here and we increase the size and reduce the hardness. Okay guys, so as I was saying, this is our when we right click and take the background eraser tool here, it basically does seem like the normal eraser tool, just that this one moves a little bit. Just trying to be funny now. Okay, so it works mostly for the background. If you're meticulous, it will take just the background and not the character. Yeah, so this is how we remove background in Photoshop. I'm gonna do another tutorial specifically on this. I'll do another tutorial specifically on this, how to remove background in Photoshop. This is it. Basically, if I keep doing this consistently, it's a background remover tool. So if I keep doing this consistently, what I'll do is that it will remove the background. And that's it. We have our background removed. So Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. I want my background back there. So if we Ctrl Z, or if this one has already, we can just delete this and re-import it back. Yeah, just re-import it back, and so we can continue using it freely. Okay guys, so now that is how we remove background. Now the difference with all of this and the last one, the magic eraser tool, is that once you have clicked on that and rasterize the layer, I said rasterizing the layer is to make it editable. So when I rasterize the layer here and I click, boom, it removes the whole background immediately. This is a magic tool. I use this a lot, especially when I want to do quick work. Sorry for that. Okay, so we want our background back there, so let's explore the other tools. Now this is a gradient tool. How does this work? Let's first go back to our move tool and increase this so that I can better explain what the gradient tool does. Now if this is how my thing is, look at this. This tool will help you when it comes to making things like quotes. See what I mean? If I click on it, I've clicked on it, I click on it, I hold here, I click here, and I draw till here. Oops, it just did the unexpected. Maybe I dragged too much, or it's too, oh, see, it's too bold here. We're just gonna fix this real quick. Okay. So this isn't what we expected here. I wanted something real easy. Okay, so how about we just click like this? Okay, we see that it kind of makes the background to the image, the original image, to fade away. If you notice this, so if I just click a little, you see it makes it to kind of fade away. And let me see, let's explore this other one. Okay, this one also works like background remover. I've never really used this tool before, like Rasterize the Layer. Okay, so let's focus on the gradient tool here. If I click on that and I click a little, you see it kind of makes it so with this you can easily make backgrounds, you know, of the nature. Well, then I'm sure if we read, okay, it's in screen mode here. If we put it to normal and the opacity to 100%, and I do like this, it just takes away everything. Funny enough. Well, let's explore the other tools. So we have our blur tool here, and what it does basically, if I increase it here, the size, it will just blur. Okay, it can't because this is a background, of course. This is a background. This is a background already. With the blur can be seen if we apply on something else, of course. Okay, so as I said, these are just the tools you know what to do. It's the Mac tool. You use this tool, this pen tool, to basically pen. Yeah, you can map out a character, and once you hit that, right click and say create a vector mask, and it removes the background automatically. So it's another way of removing background also in Photoshop. Next thing, we have our text tool. Of course, our text tool basically just to write, you know, write your stuff you want to write there. Say LAWRY Designs. LAWRY Designs. Yeah, if we write that, that's our text tool. Now when you click on this, you have options on many things you could do to change maybe the, you know, change the fonts. I don't know, change the from rectangular or regular rather, maybe centralize it, you know, change the color to red, black, whatever, as long as it suits you, change the color. Yeah, so that's basically text. Next thing is our path select tool. Yeah, basically it's when you have chosen the path, just to shift it, or you know, once you have chosen the path, for example, let's say if I click on a select tool here and I come to my path select tool, what it normally does is just to draw a path for us, and so we can shift. That's all. Very simple tool. The next thing is also an amazing thing. Our rectangle tool, rounded tool, ellipse tool, polygon tool, line tool, and custom shape tool. Let's examine very quickly where all of these go to. Now the rectangular tool, I just come here. If I click on it, now I can click here and it will permit me to highlight this text. So what I can do is that I just come to the layer here, shift this, come to the layer above and drag it up, and it comes above. You see, that permits us to highlight this text here. Wonderful. Yeah, so that's what we can do. The next thing very quickly is the same thing, actually the same thing, guys. So I can just do that here too. What I do is that I use V to click to go to the shortcut for the pen, for the move tool is V. So I come on this and click on it, and I use Ctrl J to duplicate it. And once I've duplicated it, I can shift it down here. Okay, now I then take it and I send it up here. That is it. So basically that's it. I do the same thing for the round ellipse tool, the same thing. So it just gives you different shapes, you know. I bring it down here. I do the same thing, use V, Control J. I can use this to highlight. I bring it here. So basically these are the elementary tools in Photoshop, guys. Very, very elementary tools. So yeah, so the next thing is the rotate tool. We don't really need this, but then you can always use that to rotate your work. I don't personally use it much. So now the next one is the zoom tool. So when we click on this zoom tool here, we can either click here to zoom in or click here to zoom out. Very simple. And basically, guys, that's almost everything here about this. Yeah, that's everything. So now let's move up here. We have our file here, create new layer, open an existing one. You know, this is where you export, but then we're not yet exporting. For edit image, for example, let's assume I click let me import an image very quickly. Okay, so let's work on this image a little bit. So if I come here, I use I click on this and I rasterize the layer. Okay, it's rasterized already. Now I come to my quick background remove tool here, remember my eraser tool here, and I click on this. It removes the background, right? Now what I can do is that I go to I want to work on this picture, so I come to image and I want to change it maybe to black and white. I come to adjustment, I come to black and white here, and poof, it changed it to black and white. I can work on this again by touching the red, the yellow, the green. So this is how you work basically on pictures. This is what we call photo retouching in Photoshop. So you can work on this again. Yeah, so basically that's how it's done, guys. That's how it's done. So now layers. Now what I can do is that I can use the control tool and I click on many layers. I click on all of them, click on them, and I use Control G to group all of them in one layer and maybe give it another name. So if I click here, all of them open, and this just helps to keep your work organized, right? Now assuming that yes, guys, so basically this is it here. As I was talking about, the control and group everything in one layer, it makes work easy and organized. Now another thing that we can show very quickly, these are types. These ones are not really, these ones are just getting deeper. So I'm going to talk about all of these when we get deeper, as we get deeper in Photoshop. So basically those are the basic things that you need to know as far as Photoshop. So this was just an introduction to Photoshop. I would have loved to do something. Okay, this is another easy tool. You can just click all of this, left click, and you can easily displays, reduce the size, increase, whatever. So I would have loved that we do a flyer together, but I think I'm going to do it in another video. So if it's something that's interesting, you want to go deeper with Photoshop, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out any content that I'm going to be posting. And also check out my other content that I've posted already. I did an introduction, I did a flyer, actually easy flyer. I did also birthday flyer. There are other stuff in the channel. Check them out if you want to go deeper. And also tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you want to go deeper. Tell me if you want me to show you how to do a particular kind of thing. I will do it definitely for you. I post here every day. Monday to Friday, just for you. So make sure you leave a comment to tell me what exactly you would like me to do for you. Maybe you have a specific request, you have something you want me to do for you, you want to know more about LAWRY Designs, you want me to do a flyer for you. Whatever be the case, drop me a comment in the comment section. Description to every other tool video I have said, link rather, will be left in the description of this video, so make sure you check it out. And see you guys in the next video. In the next video I'm going to go in depth. Now we're no longer going to just talk about basic things, we're actually going to apply them. Okay, so this was just to tell us different things. In the next video we're going to actually apply them to see how the work. So I leave you guys maybe with a speed art video of how I did a flyer. Yeah, a flyer, a simple flyer. I leave you guys with the speed art right now. So enjoy, happy viewing, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.